Hello and welcome back to Harry Shoots People. Today we're in the Peak District with Michael.
That's bad.
It's Michael. And we're going to go shoot some Kentmere. I have Kentmere pan 200, Michael has Kentmere pan 400. And we're going to see and compare them. We've had a quick little pano shock slash latte slash espresso stop. And we're going to head out now and go take some pictures. Let's go.
One then close it once it's catching.
Okay, so once we loaded up our cameras with their respective Kentmere stocks, we headed out on our walk and immediately realised we'd made a pretty grave mistake, as on this day it was just a tiny bit windy. But yeah, this certainly wasn't ideal, but we decided we'd continue on with our walk, so just a forewarning that some of the audio in these clips might be a little bit off. Anyway, like I said in the intro, the sort of objective of today's video was to each shoot a roll of Kentmere. Myself, I had the Kentmere 200 and was shooting with my Contax G1, and Michael had the Kentmere 400 and was shooting on an Olympus Trip 35. This week's episode doubly features as a nice test for Michael, who's just getting into film photography, and this was the second ever roll he put through the Trip 35. So it'll be nice to see what he comes out with too. It was actually quite a nice surprise though, as only a couple of minutes into our walk, Michael ended up making some friends, so we decided we'd stick around for a bit and take some pictures of them. Like I said in that slightly windy clip, it had started to rain just a tiny bit, but once we'd gotten to the top of the hill, it ended up meaning like the grass was all sort of like glistening and dewy, which ended up coming out really nice. And I took this photo of Michael, which I really like. This is definitely one of my favourite shots from the day. I love how much negative space there is, with all the elements of the image kind of grouped into this sort of middle segment, and I'm a really big fan of how, by shooting into the sun and backlight in the foreground, it's given the final image this really cool sort of eclipse look to it, which I really like. I really like this photo that Michael took of me as well, where because the Olympus Trip is a zone focus camera, you can put it so the background of your image is really sharp and your subject in the foreground is out of focus, which is a really nice look. And as if getting to spend time with a friend wasn't magical enough, we ended up seeing a rainbow, which is pretty cool. Doubly cool the fact that we could actually see it, because we were so high up, we could see it from start to finish, which yeah, was pretty epic. No pot of gold was found, but maybe, just maybe, the real pot of gold was the photos that we took along the way. Wuthering Heights remake looks good. I said Wuthering Heights remake looks good. Everything the light touches will be yours. You know, on Lion King?
Yeah. Sound.
Yeah. Sure.
Oh, I'm crying, but like not intentionally. It's the wind in my eyes.
I really like this shot of the singular sheep just grazing on his lonesome. It just came out a really nice image, especially with that really cool backdrop and sort of, again, that negative space at the top of the image. We came across this group of sheep that were just ramming heads with each other, but unfortunately as soon as we got anywhere near to being close, they would all just sort of stop, turn and stare at us, which was slightly uncanny, but it did lead to me getting this picture of them all staring at me, which I do quite like. On our way back down, we ended up following a stream which had a pretty inspiring view when you turned around. And I really like this shot that Michael took of me taking mine. Just kind of a funny moment that I don't often get to see. And further down the trail, a group of people passed us and started walking up the way that we came. So we each turned around and took a photograph, but Michael was fortunate enough to get the people in the shot in time, so I definitely think I prefer his image here rather than mine. after hike mukbang reveal. Boom. Michael's already tucking into his. Pretty fire. I didn't end up finishing my roll that day, so a couple days later, Maya and I headed out and I brought the G1 just to finish off the last couple frames. So, Kentmere in the Peak District. Kentmere certainly isn't a stock that I find myself personally gravitating to very much, but in saying that, every time I do shoot it, it does always surprise me with a couple of shots that I am actually quite proud of. I realised this when I was going through for my 100 rolls video, just looking back at what I'd shot. First of all, I'd shot a lot more Kentmere than I remember, and second of all, I'd been blown away by Kentmere a lot more than I can remember. So maybe I should shoot more in the future. I think as well, it was really nice getting to compare the 200 and 400 speed and just see how they rendered the same scenes differently. Also, on top of that, getting to compare the type of cameras we used, and it was just really interesting to see what each of us deemed worthy of taking a photograph of and how we composed it. So I hope the comparison element was a really nice thing to get to see and to compare each of our images. Shout out to Michael for participating as well. You can find his images from today and a whole lot more over on Instagram at northern.vibrations.collection. After today, I am pretty inclined to shoot a lot more Kentmere in the future, so if you have experience with this stock or have shot other Kentmere stocks, please let me know down in the comments and let me know your guys' experience. If you enjoyed this video, drop it a like, let me know which was your favourite shot in the comments below, and if you'd like to see more of my photography, please consider subscribing. Thank you for watching.